Good, man. This is your boy at DFSMasterMind _ over on Twitter. Thank you for clicking on the video. Today's date is still the 28th. We're wrapping it up. I want to talk about tomorrow's games, man, which would be the 29th. We have 9 games. Memorial Day, I believe, is tomorrow. So they're giving us some early Monday games, man, which is pretty cool. We got a lot of things to discuss. Hopefully y'all got to the green line today. I was able to cash in all of mine, which is a really awesome feeling. Domingo Santana, he came through big time for me. I had Joe Mauer in a few lineups. He came through big. Biggest disappointment is definitely Andrew Benintendi for Boston. He got me a goose egg. Wasn't happy about that. He suffered, man. He made my lineup suffer a little bit. I was mad, man, because I had a pretty decent night, but I was just thinking of all the other options I could have put in his place, and I hate when I do that. Because after the games are over, you can always think of somebody better to put in the spot. But anyways, man, I ain't gonna harp on it, man. It was a positive night. I was able to cash in all my lineups, like I said. We're gonna keep it rolling, man. Take what I learned, apply it to tomorrow, or to right now as we're getting ready for tomorrow, and we're gonna get to the green line, man. So let's go ahead and break it down. I'm gonna give you my top 2 pitchers for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna throw in a what if or a maybe option, getting risky option. I don't think the 2 pitcher choices for tomorrow shouldn't shock anybody. I have Carlos Carrasco going up against the Athletics, man. This guy has really nasty K stuff. It's as simple as that, man. I think the Athletics have one of the lowest totals on the night or for tomorrow. So I'm gonna get a big arm who has nasty K potential and stack it up against the Athletics offense that hasn't been that hot. And I'm gonna hope for the best, man. He's gonna be my number 1 option. Number 2 is gonna be Cal Hendricks. Shouldn't be a big surprise there. He's going up against the Padres. We all know the Padres strike out a ton. Cal Hendricks is decent as far as striking out batters. But one thing I know he's not going to walk a ton of people. He shouldn't give up a ton of runs, and I know he's going to get some run support. So, I'm gonna run him out there, man. Those are my 2 top pitchers for tomorrow. Like I said, man, shouldn't surprise anybody. But yeah, that's what I'm rocking with. And then if you want to get a little risky, man, I like a little Rich Hill action. This guy is a firecracker, man. Like, this guy he's a wildcat. He's a wild card. One game looks really good. Next game, terrible. I have a big question mark. I think I will use him in a few lineups, man. But the wind is blowing out. It's supposed to be 85 degrees in the Cardinals stadium. But the Cardinals, they haven't been that hot, man. They've been struggling. They were just in cores, man, and could barely put up runs. I think, maybe Rich Hill comes out, look a little dominant. We all know Dexter Fowler's striking out a ton. Besides, Carpenter, I like Jed. I like him a lot, man. But he hasn't been doing too much lately. And Yadier, I think Rich Hill could be in for a pretty decent day, man. And that's going to be the pitcher that I look to get crazy with one of my lineups. I always got to throw one of those lineups out there. So, yeah, man, that's going to wrap it up for pitching. Now, as far as bats, we're gonna hop right into it, man. Houston, y'all know I love Houston. Hopefully y'all did a Houston stack today. I know that had to pay off for you. It worked for me. George Springer came through. Houston, y'all know I love these bats. They're going up against Irvin Santana, Mr. Dominant right now, man. He's been having a wonderful, wonderful season to start off. I know one of his most recent games, he got shelled, but it wasn't his last one. I think Yeah, against the Rockies. Against the Rockies, he struggled. But even with him struggling, man, he went 7 innings. So that's really good, man. If you can ride the ship like that, for you to not to have an off day, he had 3 strikeouts, walked 4 batters, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs. That's pretty solid, man. For you to give up 5 runs and still go 7 innings, it's pretty impressive. And then he bounced back with a complete game versus Baltimore. So this guy has been really, really on fire. Y'all know I love my Houston bats. Wind is blowing directly out for tomorrow's game at 17 miles per hour. I'm going to pick and choose. I'm not doing an all-out stack versus Santana, man. I think we can find better spots. So that was my long way of saying I do like a few Houston bats, man, if you want to pick some of the favorites, because some people will have success. Some people will hit them. But I'm not looking for an all-out stack, as far as Houston bats. Now, for Minnesota bats, I think these twin bats are definitely in play. 100%, man. Wind blowing out. They're going up against Brad Peacock. I dare him to have as good as a start as he did last game. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, if it does happen, I'll be so shocked, man. But the guy went 4 innings, man. 8 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. We're gonna see him get blowed up, I think. Right now, Vegas still has him winning, and I think that's just because of run support, because Houston is so good, their offense. But I think we see Minnesota score a ton of runs tomorrow, man. We seen Joe Mauer have a super, super solid game today. Sano will be back in the lineup. He had the day off. They're going to get it cracking tomorrow, man, for sure. So I'm going to be looking at some of these Twins bats. They're in play. My boy David Wright is coming back for his first start. He's going up against the White Sox, man. I'm not stacking against David Price. We all know he's a solid arm. He probably has to work out the kinks, man. He's been playing a little bit in the minor leagues, but he's gonna have to get back adjusted to the big leagues, man. So I'm gonna give him a game or two to get in form, and then I'll look to roster him. But even still, with him coming back, I'm not looking to target him. I think Boston bats are for sure 100% in play. This should be one of the top stacking options for tomorrow. Going up against a reliever turn starter. Y'all know my spiel on those guys, man. We want to target them. So yeah, I love Boston bats. I just got done talking about how I like Rich Hill a little bit, so I'm not gonna want any of these Cardinal bats. And I respect Mike Leake. I think you definitely can pick some of these lefty bats, but it's not a situation where I want to target by any means. So I'm going to kind of let that game breathe. Then we have Seattle at Coors. Tomorrow's going to be one of the few times I actually full out stack Coors. I never buy into the hype. I always will get like a one-off or just try to find my favorite play. But tomorrow I'm definitely doing a full-out game stack. I like both sides. I think we can get some of these Seattle bats at a discount in Coors, so I'm looking towards that. And then I think the Coors bats have a cupcake matchup, man, and they're going to dominate. Their implied run total is 6.1. It's Coors Field, man, so feel free to stack that up for sure. Next game, we got the Diamondbacks and Pirates. And this is going to be another game stack. We have 2 pitchers on the mound who... Trevor Williams, he just don't have it, man. He's not ready for the big leagues. And then we got Randall Delgado. Not really sure who this guy is. I know I talked about him last week because he started a game, and I remember saying his name. Last time out, he went 4 innings, 3 strikeouts, gave up 1 home run. Yeah, and that's it, man. He didn't do bad in there for 4 innings. So anytime we get these relievers turn starters, just know they're in there to eat up innings. I said in almost every video, they just eat up innings, man, and they're gonna have to depend on their bullpen. So that's why I like targeting these guys, man. I think this is a full out game stack for me. Load up on it. Wind is blowing out a little bit. Should be a decent game. Next game we have the Nationals versus the Giants. Roark, man, who knows? Who knows with him? He's one of those guys, man. He can look really decent, and then we'll give it up, get shelled 2 games in a row. So I don't know if he has a good game tomorrow. I know the wind is blowing out. He's going up against Matt Moore. Matt Moore, he's really good at home. He is. And y'all, I always say if the Nationals are not going up against an elite arm, they're a target. The pitcher is a target. But I think I respect Matt Moore enough to, I'm going to let it breathe, man. I don't have to get these national bats. Most of them are overpriced because the Nationals, they stay hot. So I think tomorrow's going to be a situation where I just lean on my Coors bats, man. I know I'm already spending up in a few positions, so I'm not going to, I can't afford everybody, man. So Nationals will probably be out of the picture. Now, you could get some of these cheap Giant bats, man. There's some Giant bats on the slate tomorrow that are very affordable. If you don't have faith in Roark, which right now I don't think anybody should have faith in Roark, we can definitely get some of these Giant bats, man, for sure. Yeah, man, especially if Panic is in that 2-hole. He's always dirt cheap, especially on FanDuel. We could definitely look at some of those bats, though. Next game, man, we got the Brewers versus the Mets. Matt Garza versus Robert Guzman. This game right here, dude, it's ugly, man. It's gonna be ugly. It's just gonna be really bad pitching. It's gonna be a lot of hard hit balls. I think with Lucas Duda, you just continue to play him until they jack up his price. He's on one of the craziest hot streaks that I've ever seen. The man, he's just crushing right now, for real, like straight up. I don't know if y'all paying attention, but I think we could target these lefties for the Mets. They're all in play. Jose Reyes even. Drizzle Cabrera's back and can look at him. Curtis Granderson. They're all in play, man. Straight up. I love all of that. And then you can kind of pick and choose, man. You can pick and choose which Brewers you want. I don't want a ton of Brewers, man, because I think without Braun in the lineup, man, they just don't have the same oomph. Like they seem like they're missing something. But today we seen them have a really good outing. I had Aguilar in my lineup, Domingo Santana, like I said. It was a pretty decent game, man. I believe they scored 8 runs, but I think that's an outlier. I don't think they get up there tomorrow. They was going up against some pitching, and I forgot his name. I'm tired, man. They was going up against a pitcher. He just let it go. The lefty, man. It got out of hand, man, and they had to call on the bullpen kind of early, and they was just shaking it. So, yeah, man, you can kind of pick and choose. I'm not doing an all-out stack in this one, though. But Mets, I think they're definitely a stacking option. I got done talking about how I like Carlos Carrasco. So, of course, I'm going to X out the athletic bats. Now, we can do a Cleveland stack, man. They have the second highest total. We have wind blowing out. I'm going to definitely have me a few Cleveland bats. I want some of these cheapies, man, at the bottom. Starting with Jose Ramirez on down, man. I'm going to be targeting these guys. We got to wait for lineups. And then the last game, I told y'all how I like Hendricks tomorrow, so Padres are going to be out of the way for me. Cubbies, if you can afford them, man, go for it, man. If you want to be a little contrarian, fade Coors, go Cubbies, or Cleveland and Cubs. Just mix and match your favorite stacks. That's in play, man. Hopefully this video helped. Y'all give me a like, a comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at DFSMasterMind _. Bless up and cash out.